here at Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo on the wild edge of space, which is Batuu, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Bright Suns.
No, Rising
Moons.
Rising Moons. It's evening. Remember all the other marshmallows that come in Lucky Charms. This is the Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo nighttime gathering. You may remember several months ago they started to present the fireworks over Galaxy's Edge more officially, and that is called
Harvest something.
Rise. I forgot the name. Fire of the Is it Fire of the Rising Moon?
That sounds
great. Because you threw me off by having to say it before that.
Fire of the Rising Moon.
So this
Bad
is the
Moon
first.
Rising.
Look at this as like a dessert party in Galaxy's Edge, where we're going to enjoy food and drink, and then we're going to go outside to the overlook with the Falcon and watch this fireworks show from there. Which this fireworks show will be different depending on the season, depending what the regular Disneyland fireworks show is. The Star Wars fireworks show changes, and so this will be a relatively new one, a couple nights old for Believe, which is the Christmas show, but there will be a slightly altered Fire of the Rising Moon show. The way this works, real quick, the package includes, well, let me read it. Travel to the far reaches of the galaxy to dine on delectable eats and feast your eyes on an amazing fireworks spectacular all during one incredible experience. Check in with a cast member of Docking Bay 7, which we just did, where you'll order a refreshing beverage and gather your food rations. Choose a seat under cover or step out onto the patio to enjoy sweeping views of Batuu. While you dine, we've chosen to eat inside. It's very cold tonight. Your package includes an array of menu options, including fried cheeseburger croquette bites. That's going to be those. Oh, they don't even have the alien names. I was wrong. So those are fried cheeseburger croquette bites, which look like they have a Thousand Island sauce, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a burger sauce. Apricot goat cheese topped with honey za'atar, sour cherry gel, cheddar, Monterey Jack, and pita chips. The pita chips are actually in a little baggie. Oh, there that is. Okay. That looks good. Dragon fruit yogurt topped with lychee popping pearls and fresh blueberries. That's up in the left corner. There's a cream puff pair of Black Caf cold brew and blue milk flavors. Oh, cool. So this little pastry on the left is going to emulate the Black Caf, the famous cold brew. That's why it has the cocoa. I'm just going to say
It looks like a cannoli.
Puffs. It's like a cocoa puff. It's like a cocoa puff. It looks more like a profiterole, no?
Only one cannoli. Famous Italian.
Because you wanted to do that joke, you know?
No, it just does look like a
It
cannoli
also
shell
includes
to me.
unlimited fountain beverages, which we have those in the clear plastic cups. But then you get a souvenir. Pass me a souvenir beverage if you don't mind. What kind of juice did they say this was?
Tropical
A
soda.
tropical soda in this kooky cup with cotton candy on top of it. It's dripping. The presentation is gorgeous, though. I love this. Should we do this first?
Sure.
Cheers.
Cheers to
Rising
you,
Moons.
Whatever, Jedi guy.
I caught a glimpse of us doing it in the camera. I was like, what a bunch of idiots.
Do we look like Lady and Tramp?
I'm going to do this thing where you push it in. Because
I actually kind of like this
cotton candy
soda.
will disintegrate, in case you didn't know. I didn't really get it in there. Mine's giving me problems. There it goes. All right.
Mine's gone already.
Yeah.
Safeway.
Makes it, gives it like a blue tinge on the top now.
I like it.
It's good. I don't know. I'm sure it's a Coke product, no? Is it a Fanta? Is it a type of Fanta? Perhaps a pineapple Fanta?
Does not exist here.
You think
at
it's
Galaxy's
pineapple?
Edge. No,
It's tropical. What do you think it is?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll think about it, I guess. They do have a selection of wine and beer available for an additional charge, mind you. But this costs $89 per guest. And
It's
obviously
sort
you
of
need
a
park admission and
school lunch presentation. I kind of like this very
bento box, because they've decided at some point that
military,
Asian is space food because it's foreign enough for us as Americans. We should start with these fried cheeseburger croquette bites. Let's give this a shot.
All they gave us was a fork, by the way. So
Yeah. There's no knives in wild space, Eric. That's what makes it wild.
that's why they have lightsabers.
Oh, look at that interior. That's not what I expected, if I'm being honest. It's just, it's a very thin fried coating, then a bunch of beef, and then a center of cheese.
Oh, yeah. Bro,
They're weird, but I like them.
it's weird, but it's really good. They didn't overthink it.
I don't want to say meatball because it's not quite a meatball, but it's a fried square. They're kind of square. It's a fried square of beef and cheese. I'm gonna try this with the sauce.
It's spicy.
Look spicy.
The meat is a little spicy. It's good.
You try.
I like it better without the sauce.
I don't know if I feel either way. It might be a little dry without the sauce. I don't know. It's certainly not bad.
Well, the cheeseburger bite might be a 7 for me.
Oh, really?
I love it.
Okay.
It doesn't really taste like a cheeseburger. I mean,
It's really minced. The beef is really
Yeah.
minced.
it's minced and that
Which
cheese is...
surprisingly changes the flavor a bit. Let me have some of my unlimited space Diet Coke.
I have Space Coke. Mine has been to Hoth. Yours
I was
has
going to say,
not.
hot, they should call it cold. Technically, this is still savory on this side.
It's apricot. What is this?
You're going to hate it. Apricot goat cheese topped with honey, za'atar, sour cherry gel, cheddar, Monterey Jack, and pita chips again. So I'm going to put some pita chips in here. Give it a dive.
That's a lot of goat cheese. I don't hate it. It might be better with the chip. Healthy portion of it.
That I might have thought that would be a bridge too far for these guys.
Why is it so good?
Because it's good food. It's a high quality. It's nice goat cheese. Really nice accompaniments. It's a nice little dish.
And this is just like cheese here. Cheese. A little cube.
Is that the Monterey Jack? Or oh, the Monterey Jack and cheddar.
This is cheddar.
Where's the Monterey Jack?
There's next to it. They have the same red coating on them.
That's why I'm trying to tell the difference. Oh yeah, there's
Look,
a
that's
very
cheddar.
yellow. You have to turn them on their side to tell by the color. But yeah, that red coating is so thick on top, it's hard to tell.
There's the Monterey Jack.
That's not Monterey Jack. Monterey Jack had a mustache.
Can you just launch me out of the escape pod, please?
Jeez. So yeah, you got like a little, almost like a cheese tray.
This is great. It's like a little
Yeah.
charcuterie situation.
Well, I mean, there's no meat on this side, but I guess with your beef ball,
Yeah, but I don't know.
yeah, nothing wrong with it. Cubes of cheese, a nice goat cheese spread to put on the chips. Give it like a 5.
Yeah, I might even give it a 6. 5, okay. 5.
I think that the cheese squares could be better quality. They're okay, but I really
more-
like the goat cheese. The goat cheese with the honey is
Jedi Cola real
to
quick.
die Jedi. You mean Jar Jar drinks?
Now I know why. He hangs out with you.
Misa overpaid for this. Dragon fruit yogurt topped with lychee, popping pearls, and fresh blueberries.
This might be where you lose me. But I will eat it for the people.
For the people. Morgan and Morgan.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Very nice.
That is very good. Nice big fresh blueberries.
I haven't figured out. There's edible flowers on top. Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, it's Disney. They ain't put anything inedible on top of food. Can't trust
Like
guests.
buttercream.
Unless it's those coffees we had today. That's a different video. Of the 400 other things we ate this weekend at Disneyland.
This is nice. It's different. It's a little refreshing. I think I'm gonna give it like a 5.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, now
Very
now it
excited
gets weird
to try these.
because this thing looks like a fake.
I say we start with the
cheeseburger.
blue milk one.
Is that what this is?
That's the blue milk one. So these are cream puffs. One of them is Black Caf cold brew inspired. The other one is blue milk inspired. Given our track record with the blue milk in Galaxy's Edge,
Oh
say
no!
we start with that guy.
Yeah, I just smashed it and it's full of blue goo.
If you ever wonder what it looks like if you murdered a Smurf. You know, when I had blue milk, I often thought,
No,
how could we ruin not just blue milk, but cream puffs? They know people don't
Very
like
powerful.
the blue milk, right? Are they
it
aware?
didn't taste like blue milk though. It's very powerful though.
It tastes like the blue milk. Not like blue raspberry milk,
No.
but like the blue milk they serve in this land.
What is that flavor I'm getting?
Bad.
It has assaulted all of my taste buds, so I can't sort it out.
It's gross. It's gross.
It's bad.
It's a 2.
1.
It gets a 2 because the presentation's cute. I like the presentation.
But the Black Caf cannoli thing.
Everyone loves the coffee. The coffee's great, although I will say the alcoholic one in Florida is way better. You got to get that alcoholic one, man. Did you already dive in?
Yeah.
You couldn't wait?
I thought it did. Some sort of smoky, earthy flavor in it that is turning me off a little bit. What is that? Almost like liquid smoke.
Coffee?
No, there's something that's almost like liquid smoke down in there.
I don't think so. I think you're getting like a coffee flavor.
I didn't. No, there was a little bit of a coffee taste, but something else tastes like liquid smoke.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It might
Smells
just be
like
the
a campfire.
sweetness of the cream against the coffee.
3.
Oh, I like it.
You don't taste anything smoky in there. What is wrong with me?
It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. That combination
looks
comes
great.
out pretty pedestrian, it turns out.
Yeah.
So it tastes just like a, I don't know, like a decent buffet, like pastry.
It's a little
creamy,
weird, though. It's a little out there.
A little bit of coffee, a little chocolate. Pastry is a little old, probably. It's not the freshest thing ever. I give it a 4.
All right. And kind of in the order we ate them. All right. The best one was first. The cheeseburger, I feel, was the best.
I'd agree with that. I like the yogurt as much as I like the cheese.
Yeah.
I like those. I'm okay with those quadrants. I got to say, when I opened this, I was most excited for the desserts. They ended up being the worst thing in the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree. But I like the addition of these little dipping
Well,
chips.
you need those for the cheese.
For
yeah,
the
they're
cheese,
good.
yeah.
Overall, I've been to way worse dessert parties, and I've been to worse dessert parties here. The original version of the World of Color dessert party was horrendous. This is not that bad. We'll see how we feel. I mean, it's expensive, and the only other phase of this is going to be our view of the fireworks, which they've said there's about 100 guests here, and we're going to see how 100 of us fit and can see this fireworks show from the balcony outside of Docking Bay.
This was $90?
Yes.
Yeah, $90.
Yeah. I mean, we do get to take the souvenir cup home, so
You
there's
get to
some
take the
value
tray?
there. No, you don't get to take the tray. The bento box is not themed in any way. It does give me Galactic Star Cruiser vibes. There was kind of a cute little system of, there was a tray that little boxes fit into.
Yeah.
That was really cute that I loved. Which reminds me a little bit of that. But let's go see how our view is and see how the show is, and we'll give some thoughts at the end. But I do like the credential. I'm a fan of custom credentials that are themed. It's a nice little touch.
Makes you feel very important.
I don't know about that.
Look at me. I have $90.
So we're about 25 minutes to fireworks, and they said about 100 guests. There's about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's about 12 of us out here, so maybe 1/10 of what is expected to be out here. There's a good amount of floor space right now. It goes all the way back to here, so we'll fit in here for sure. Now, what I've been told from people who have seen this is that's too close. So like, I'm using my straw to point. Up against the wall is too close. So the spires will eat up a lot of pyro. So we were told to just hang by the back is the best spot. So we're going to hang back here and see if that rings true.
Smugglers and scoundrels, pirates and rogues.
From me and my impulse buy sweatshirt. I guess it wasn't an impulse, it was cold.
It's very cold.
And I, like an idiot, left my Spear jersey up in the front in our locker. First, I just want to talk about Fire the Rising Moons. That's the first time I've seen it.
I loved it.
The last several times I came, I didn't end up back here. What they've done is something really cool. Whoever's job it is to sync existing Star Wars music to each of the, and they have to keep doing it every time the fireworks show changes, whether it's been Mickey's Mixed Magic or the Pixar show, or in this case, Believe. I think they've done a really good job, and I'm gonna say some things that people may not agree with. I like Galaxy's Edge. I don't love Galaxy's Edge. The moments for me that the few moments I've loved Galaxy's Edge were either, among those moments, Galactic Star Cruiser, but those that were more obtainable for average guests, I think, that final moment on Rise of the Resistance where the mission's complete and the Star Wars theme blasts, and it's like, yeah, this is Star Wars. The other moment is when you build a lightsaber at Savi's and Yoda speaks and the music comes and you feel that.
Feels like
and
Star
it's like
Wars.
Star Wars. When the John Williams Star Wars theme plays and the fireworks go off over the spires, chills. It's a fantastic moment. More Star Wars in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. More the Star Wars people know. And I'm not averse to new Star Wars. I'm not averse to prequels. I just think you have to still try to capture the Star Wars feeling for people. And I think for most people, John Williams' music helps get you there a lot of the way. So maybe a little more music in this land. Apologies for the Rano roaster making noises.
We're trying to get warm. It didn't work.
It doesn't actually give off heat. So that's great.
I would love to, by the way, you put the videos side by side.
Yeah.
So we did the holiday fireworks on
Believe
the
up
other
against,
Believe.
yeah.
And then just
We
switch
should
what
be
sound
doing
you're
that.
listening to. We should do it side by side.
We should be doing that every time there's a show. We haven't done that yet. Maybe we'll have Billy do it. Now, that being said, so you can watch the show from Galaxy's Edge. Obviously, there is viewing on the ground where the Falcon is located, and then there is the balcony that we watched it from.
Yeah.
The balcony where we watched it from is where I remember opening day of Galaxy's Edge many years ago. It's 5 years ago now. Nuts. That's where we stood. I was like, this is a great view. I love this. That's the premier spot to watch this show from. Not that it's bad from the ground, but it's certainly better from up there. Now, you have lost, if you decide not to book this, you can't watch it from there. So, obviously, as we always say, like, we don't applaud Disney for that. You know, just any opportunity to monetize what would have been a great experience for all guests and make it only for some guests. That's not great.
Yeah.
But this exists, and so it has to be reviewed. That's what we do. As its own product, it is grossly overpriced.
Correct.
To pay $90 to watch, like, Fire the Rising Moons is fantastic. I love it. It's not a
9
thing you
minutes
can
long, 10
sell,
minutes?
because Believe is a short show. It's not something you can sell for $90. This is something to make this fireworks show feel special and work when viewed from Galaxy's Edge.
And again, pointing out that the meal and everything you do, the alcohol is not even included at $90.
No, so like I forget how much this. I'm sure this is a $15 to $20 cup. We'll look it up. So that you deduct that from the 90. Let's say that gets you down to 70. At that point, the $20 worth of food, maybe 25. That puts us down to 50. You're paying $40 to $50 for that viewing space.
Yeah.
That's the only other special thing. Yeah, I got a plastic credential. I don't factor that in. That's a necessary thing they need to control the crowd. That's way too much. It's way too. And I am sure they ran the numbers. Is it not? I don't. So often it's easy for us to jump to and say, "Oh, Disney's price gouging." I promise you, they've run those numbers, and the problem is with the amount of staffing it requires, the money lost by closing Docking Bay 7 or whatever, they priced it at a point where they had to cover whatever profit, to the point at which they felt comfortable with the profit. So I don't think it's Disney like, oh, let's really gouge them, let's get them. I think that's what it costs to do it. That being said, as a consumer, I don't think it's a good value for you. Yeah. I would just go stand down at the bottom. Don't worry about paying the money for this. Obviously, if it's someone's birthday or something, you want to do something special and they're a big Star Wars fan, something you could do. But that being said, I will tell you, if they haven't done Savi's yet, spend the money and let them build a lightsaber at Savi's, or bring them to the droid building, something you get to take home and cherish forever. And then you could just, with their lightsaber, you can go light it up when the show starts and stand at the bottom and have enjoyed it almost the same as people that paid $90 a person to stand up top and enjoy it. Those are do you agree?
Yeah, so I think, if you're at some of these fireworks parties that have where you're crowded in the hub somewhere and you get a little bit of a breathing room and some space, but it's not like there's millions of people back here in Galaxy's Edge for the fireworks anyway.
No, because it's the
so you're not really getting a break from the crowd. You're just getting a little bit above some of them.
It's the tertiary is being kind. It might be the fourth most popular spot to watch fireworks in this park, behind obviously Main Street and the Hub. It's a Small World and Rivers of America. This is just, again, Fire of the Rising Moon's fantastic. I love it. Cool. I'm going to come see that every trip now. I think it's great. I can't wait to see the differences between them in person. But it's not something you can sell this package for. I'm sorry. I just don't think it works. I don't think it's great. If you created a cup that was only at that, like that might be like, oh, well, they get this cool souvenir that's only there. Or maybe Chewbacca walks up and everyone gets a picture with Chewbacca. There are ways they can get to a point where I think it's cool and worth it, but we're not there right now.
I think even something as small as like rolling a dessert cart out there into the viewing area,
or having a bar
where you're not, because you have food available to you inside Docking Bay 7. Once you walk out there, there's just a little barricade.
I guess you could. So technically, you could have gone back in to get a drink if you wanted to.
Yeah, I know, but the convenience, you're kind of trying to save a spot where you're there watching, and you are, you're out there maybe a half hour, 45 minutes before the fireworks start. You don't want to give up your spot. It'd be nice if there's like a little place right there to get your snack or
at least
like
the drinks. At least have a bar out there. And again, this is launched in November.
Yep.
It's November in Southern California. I think it's weird that they didn't make hot cocoa or something of the sort and hand that out to people. I think that was weird. I've been to dessert parties in Florida, Walt Disney World, where it was cold and they decided to make hot cocoa for everybody. And I was like, oh, that's thoughtful and nice. And I paid a lot of money, and it didn't cost them anything. It's hot cocoa. It costs nothing. But the fact that someone was like, oh, let's make everyone comfortable, that's what meant something to me and brought the value. And Disneyland, there's not a lot of that. There's not a lot of, what's offered with the package is what you get, and you never really see them go necessarily above and beyond what was promised to you. World of Color, I remember there's times where I went and did that dessert party, and they bring you what is promised, and man, if you ever want a second of anything, like it's the end of the world, it's like, no, we can't do that. Sometimes if you get a nice server or there's no one watching, you can get something extra at those, but man, they wouldn't even give. I remember the kids got the souvenir cups and the adults didn't, and just being like, can I get a souvenir cup? I paid all this money, I don't have the kids with me. Nope. And they're just like, no. For that amount of money, are you losing something by one more souvenir cup slipping away? And so that's been my experience with these things at Disneyland Resort. World of Color Dessert Party, we'll talk about another time. I like that for different reasons. Even then, I still sometimes am like, value-wise, I don't know. Or the parade viewing when they do for Oogie Boogie and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's okay. But This is definitely not worth it.
Yeah, a little bit overpriced. Yeah.
But we had a good time, but definitely not worth it. And I think you could spend your money elsewhere for the Star Wars fan in your family or group to do something in Galaxy's Edge that is something they'll take home. And that lightsaber experience, I know it's expensive, but it's like, I'll never forget I took my father, and my father, his face when he flipped the switch and it lit up, and you can't. Same with Star Cruiser, when I took them on Star Cruiser, those are the things you remember forever. I don't know that this is going to generate one of those memories for people. But if you're a Star Wars fan, there's places you can do that.
I haven't been on Star Cruiser, so I can't give a value.
There was look, the value was bad, but I can't put a price on the memories we made, but I understand it was not a great value. But in this case, there's not. At least Star Cruiser had things that were special and unique to it. This is literally, I can take a couple steps down and it's negligible, the view difference and
no crowd.
Yeah, exactly. So
all right. Well,
so there you have it. That is the Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo Galactic Gathering. Our thoughts on it. Let us know in the comments how you feel, if you've done it or if you were thinking about doing it. And hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And may the Force be with you.